It's said that Jesus was an INFJ or ENFJ personality type because of his insistence on harmony, mutuality, friendship, and non-judgment. And in many ways, you can see how he exemplified this in befriending anyone and in creating a space of acceptance for people and in preaching for forgiveness. And many of these things are actually things that INFPs would be all on board with. In fact, INFPs and INFJs have a lot in common. So in many ways, Jesus already embodied a lot of the qualities that we recognize and notice and think about when we think of the INFP. In many ways, Jesus was and served the role of a healer and supportive figure. But there is one key distinction here, right? And that's the key of duty and service, right? So the key of duty and service is a key core tenet of Jesus' teachings, of acting in the service of greater good. And here we have Christian tendencies and ideas such as the categorical imperative, right? So the Kantian principle of treat other people the way you'd like to be treated, right? And this is the best basis of Christian morality. There is something about control and service and judgment here that in many ways would collide with how INFPs think. Not in the sense that INFPs would say these are bad things. Of course, INFPs can see the value of being this way and would see and appreciate that and would say, hey, there's nothing wrong with that. But I think INFPs, if the next coming of Jesus was and took the role of an INFP, it would look a little bit different. So what might happen instead would be a culture of authenticity, right? So instead of preaching service, maybe this kind of Jesus would preach a sense of self-awareness and introspection. He'd encourage people to go inside themselves and to find and evaluate what they find good, what they care about. So in this sense, the idea of doing good would not be about treating other people the way you'd like to be treated. It would rather be a matter of trying to think for yourself about what is important to you and to reflect on your own values and who you are. And so we might end up with some kind of a reverse statement here, a sense of by being yourself authentically, you'll encourage other people to be themselves authentically. By being a good person to yourself, you will in turn inspire other people to be good people to themselves. And that might be a revolutionary idea in today's world where we are all focused on the idea of doing good and providing service for other people. Often we get so caught up today on what we are offering others, what we give to others, and what we do for others. We often have this idea that, well, I care about this, I value this, I'll try to give this to other people, and I'll try to help other people with this, and I'll try to get other people to be like this. But maybe other people are different. Maybe other people don't want that. Maybe other people don't care about that. So in that sense, why should we treat other people the way we want to be treated? Why shouldn't we listen and think about what the other person wants for themselves? And if we are so focused on what other people want, how can we know what we ourselves want? If we think too much about what we offer others and what we give for other people, what if we forget about what we want? And in that case, how will other people know how to treat us? And how will we know how to treat other people? Often, this kind of an idea in itself can lead people to the right way. Of course, there is a tenet of this idea in Jesus' ideas, and that's the way you want to be treated. So of course there is inherent introspection in this idea too. The problem is it's secondary, right? So INFPs might flip the script and say, let's put them in the reverse order. Let's treat ourselves the way that we want to be treated, right? Like, and that's in a sense more about the INFP individualistic spirit, and it really exemplifies an act of service to yourself and like the goodness. Often we think that this kind of a way of living is selfish, but that's based on a misunderstanding of what this kind of thing means. Like, INFPs have within them an inherent desire to do good for the world. Every one of us have a community spirit, a desire to help and support others, right? And that's true too to the INFP personality type. But it's rather a matter of finding a way to be a role model and a source of inspiration for other people, and to create a sense of self-acceptance, a global sense of self-acceptance. INFPs, I think, would want everyone in the world to feel accepted for who they are. And so, of course, their goal, if they were Jesus, would be to spread that kind of an idea of acceptance.